Pokemon just announced their double DLC coming out later this year, and they even confirmed that some Pokemon are going to be returning to the Pokedex through that DLC, but we actually seemingly have the leaked list of 223 returning Pokemon. Let's take a look. All right, so the development started this morning on the 27th, the day of Pokemon Day, and Central leaks reports on the fact that around 230 returning Pokemon will be added to the DLC. And of course, we saw some information that there were going to be some returning Pokemon like Vikavolt and Yanma and Jingling, depending on the DLC that's coming. But then Matt Yukana, a very known data miner in the community, stating that like with Sword and Shield 1.2 and Scarlet and Violet 1.2, Game Freak have deleted Pokédex entries for a lot of Pokemon instead of stubbing them. Included in the list are Pokemon currently returning for the DLC, like Yanma. Here's the list I've compiled, and we have this big list of 223 Pokemon, which aligns with what Centro had said about around 230, and it's gonna break down what we think is all of the Pokemon coming in the DLC. He says, notably all of the starter Pokemon from past games are here except for Unova, minus Samurott, which is already in Scarlet and Violet, and also no legendaries. So this list could very well be all the returning Pokemon in DLC, but it could change, but it seems like it's too good of a coincidence, I think. So let's see. So we start off with Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, Venusaur, Charmander, Charmeleon, Charizard, Squirtle, Wartortle, Blastoise. Obviously, right? Like, we knew that those starters are coming. Ekans and Arbok getting some love, as well as Sandshrew and Sandslash, Clefairy, Clefable, and then Vulpix, Ninetales, Oddish, Gloom, Vileplume, Poly Wrathline making a return, which I'd love to see. Victory Bell's line as well making a return, and then regular Tentacruel as well. We saw that Geodude was coming in from a screenshot. I talked about that in yesterday's video, and that's gonna give us Golem, and then Doduo and Dodrio. So obviously lots of Gen 1. It feels like so much of Gen 1 is here. Seal, Dugong, Execute and Executor, Hitmonlee and Chan, Coughing and Wheezing, which I'm happy to see because I actually really like Galarian Wheezing. Rhydon, obviously Rhyperior, Electabuzz, Seadra, Magmar, Lapras, Porygon, Snorlax. So not a ton of surprises here, right? But no Beedrill. Haven't seen Beedrill in a long time. No Butterfree. It is gonna be what it is. Just a couple to know. I think Pinsir's missing too, right? So no Pinsir, I guess. So some big misses there that I would like to see personally. Moving to Gen 2, obviously we got all the starters: Chikorita, Meganium, Typhlosion, Fraligator. Then Sentret and Furret, Noctowl, Ariados, no Ladybug, Chinchou, Lantern, Cleffa, Blossom, Politoed, and then you've got Yanma on there, Wooper, Quagsire, obviously, Gligar, Snubbull, Gramble, Slugma, Magcargo, Swinub, Piloswine, Skarmory, which is pretty dope. What else? We got the baby Pokemon, of course, because we mentioned some of those. So Gligar, Gliscor is going to be sick. Skarmory, always nice to see. Mamoswine, big fans of those. Generation 3, we've got Sceptile, obviously the starters, right? Marshtomp, Swampert, Blaziken, Poochyena, Mightyena, Ludicolo, baby, loving that. Shiftry, Nosepass, Plusle, and Volbeat, Illumise, Flygon, Corphish, and Crawdon, Milotic, which we saw from the post. Dusclops, big Dusclops fan, very important in VGC. Dusknoir, of course. Chimecho, which we saw. Metagross as well to round that out. And then we move to Gen 4. So Torterra, Infernape, and Empoleon. Then the fossils, baby. Cranidos, Rampardo, Shieldon, Bastiodon. Very interesting. Chingling, of course. Munchlax, Rhyperior, some of the pre-evolutions and evolutions. PZ, Probopass, Dusknoir. And then Gen 5, feeling a little, obviously we mentioned the starter stuff was already in the files, but you've got Blitzel, Zebstrika, Excadrill, Conkeldurr, Leavanny, Whimsicott, very important for VGC, right? People have been using Murkrow. Scrafty, Chinchino, Reuniclus, Swanna, Galvantula, Chandelure, Mienshao, Golurk, Mandibuzz, Meowstic, and oh, I guess that's the next generation, actually. So that's your Gen 5 Unova representation there. Galvantula making it. I think no Carablast, Shelmet, those guys, and no Scolipede either. So just the bug ones are the ones that are going to stand out to me for obvious reasons. But I may say something that's actually in Scarlet and Violet already and I forgot, but I think I'm doing okay so far. Esper for Generation X and Y Kalos. We're close to Kalos, so you'd think a lot of Kalos, but I guess there already is a lot of Kalos in the region, right? Esper, Meowstic, in-game Malamar, Phantom, Trevenant, and then that's it. So there you go. Gorgeist. Gorgeist is gone. I like Gorgeist a lot, dude. Decidueye, Incineroar, and then Primarina, of course, for Alola. Trumbeak and Toucanon, and then Vikavolt, which we saw, Ribombee. Araquanid, baby, let's go. Comfey, Minior, Como-O, and then Cramorant, Milcery for Galar, Alcremie, Morpeko, Duraludon, and then, of course, the Arceus Pokemon, Weirdeer, Cleaver, Ursaluna, Basculegion, Sneasler, Overquill, and Enamorus. And I'm pretty sure, as I had kind of mentioned some of these particular Pokemon, you might be like, well, where's this Pokemon? I know that there's some other Pokemon that are kind of like in these files that we already knew about through Pokemon Home, so this may not be like the full total list, but it's certainly looking like this is gonna be a lot of what we're looking at here for the DLC in terms of the Pokemon, which I think it's a really cool collection of Pokemon. There was some standouts in there that I really liked, you know. I love seeing Skarmory. You know, some I would have liked to see left out, you know, especially from a competitive perspective, like Whimsicott. That's a Pokemon that I think we could probably do without if we're being honest. But some really cool stuff. Obviously, all the starter representation and everything in between, but overall, pretty sweet stuff. Let me know your thoughts on all of this. Do you think this is legit? Is this the list of the DLC, or is it just some interesting data that Matt scrubbed out and it means nothing? I don't know. I guess things could change, like he said. That's that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Keep an eye out for more leak videos and everything in between. Let me know your thoughts on the returning Pokemon or potentially returning Pokemon, and I'll see you guys in the next video.